He's right. It's New Orleans, Louisiana. Corey Johnson back at you. Must be a little bit after 4 p.m. in the afternoon on a weekday in New Orleans. A Tuesday afternoon, to be specific, about 5 minutes after 4 p.m. Thanks so much for joining us. Turning into a glorious April afternoon, I should say. I guess April officially tomorrow, Mario. April Fool's Day, to be specific.
Yep. Get ready for the jokes.
The final day in March day. The final day of the first quarter of 2026. No, it's turning into a marvelous day outside. Get out there and enjoy it. Blue skies coming out. The sun, about 81 degrees. Had some rain earlier today, pretty much like a rinse and repeat of yesterday. That looks like the entire week, maybe even into the Easter weekend, including Easter Sunday right now. We're 5 days out. They're saying heavy rains on Easter Sunday. But we'll see. As we get closer, they get more accurate. But yeah, rain yesterday, rain today, but beautiful right now. And you can get out and pretty much do whatever you want right now because there's 3.5 hours of daylight left. Every day, the days grow longer. I mean, we were daylight savings, about 3 weeks ago? It was about daylight till 7:15. Now it's daylight till about 7:30. So you can get in a lot of goodies, like 3 hours and 25 minutes left of daylight. You could knock out 18 holes of golf if you play fast, quit doping around, listening to your damn rock and roll music on the course. Shouldn't really be able to hear the music too much beyond your cart. If your cart's on the cart path and you're at the tee box and you can hear your cart's music, if your cart is on the cart path and you're on the green and you can hear your cart's music, it's too loud. No one else wants to hear your music on the golf course. No one else. Just like you don't want to hear my music. I like that Yoko Ono album. Mario, you'll have to pull it up. Just pull it up. I guess YouTube or Google, whatever you want to search. Yoko Ono yelling that's supposed to be singing. Yoko Ono yelling that's supposed to be singing. And John Lennon, I mean, it's undefeated. He was into this. The great John Lennon was like, no, this is good. Yoko's nailing it. This is great stuff. She's it's a grand slam home run. That's probably good enough right there. There's one with, I think, who is it?
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
A few moments later.
Right.
He used to carry his guitar.
It's saying that because they cut her mic after that.
Like they totally cut her
mic. A few moments later, they cut her mic.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
Chuck Berry with...
No. Chuck Berry was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
She was just cackling.
I've seen that clip before, and the comments are always like, that's such a legendary duo, Chuck Berry with John Lennon up there.
I'm going to crank that up and play that on the golf course because that's what I like. You get the message, Mario?
Yes.
It's like religion in America, You can think yours is the best. God represents you and your people and your thinking and even your politics. But someone else thinks differently. Someone doesn't believe in it at all. That's the beauty of America. Don't force it down someone's throat. Yeah, you might be like, dude, that Yoko Ono stuff sucks. I'm playing Bill Magoo. Oh, I hear you. I don't like the Bill Magoo trio, whatever you're playing. Bill Magoo's good, by the way, Mario. Is playing tonight at Tipitina's, the Bill Magoo trio.
Nice.
Yep.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, I just made that up, Mario, and you're saying it sounds like a good time.
I mean, you're teaching me about artists, so I thought
the Bill Magoo was a total just fallacy, just made it up.
Mr. Magoo's cousin.
Nonsense. Exactly. Hey, conservative voice Brian Haldane's going to join us in less than 10 minutes. We do it every Tuesday around 4:20, all the way till the 5 o'clock power hour. Conservative voice Brian Haldane. I'm still looking for a liberal voice, someone that I can bring on that's sort of the opposite of Brian. Brian, I wouldn't call like a wacky right winger, but he's Republican, he's conservative. It's so funny when I get Quinn Hillier and Ellis Hennigan on, and the MAGA crowd thinks Quinn's like a rhino or not really a conservative. It's hysterical. Quinn is a staunch conservative by definition. I don't know, but some of you MAGA folks think Liz Cheney's not a conservative. Trust me, Liz Cheney is conservative. Anyway, I'd like to find a liberal voice to get on once a week on the program as well. Maybe the 5 o'clock power hour on a Tuesday after Brian. And I get Quinn Hillier, speaking of Quinn, and Ellis Hennigan on the program about every 6 weeks or so, every 2 months at worst. Another edition of Hillier and Hennigan, right-leaning Quinn Hillier, left-leaning Ellis Hennigan. Check them out online. Quinn with one N, Quinn Hillier, Hillyer, QuinnHillier.com. He has a piece at least once a week in the Times-Picayune, usually twice a week. Ellis Hennigan can be found at Hennigan.com, Henican, Hennigan.com. Anyway, I like getting those guys on because Quinn's conservative, Ellis is liberal. They're very smart. They're very informed. They're very educated. I always learn something. They're from New Orleans. They left after high school. Quinn went to Newman, then off to Georgetown. Ellis went to Jesuit, then to Columbia. No, they're authors, political pundits. I always learn something. They are diametrically opposed ideology-wise on 90% of the topics we throw out. Yet they still have a good conversation, respectful, thoughtful. Brian will join us, same type of cat, coming your way in a few minutes, conservative voice out of Baton Rouge. Now I'm looking for an everyday, not every day, a once a week, but everyday liberal, like your typical liberal. Not loony left, not woke. Hey, the phone number to participate in the program, 766-9480. 766-9480. It's crawfish season. Rouse's your solution. You want to boil crawfish? Rouse's has live crawfish by the sack right now at your neighborhood Rouse's. Live crawfish by the sack ready for your boil right now. And from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., like for another nearly 3 hours, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, each and every Rouse is boiling crawfish, hot from the pot, ready to eat crawfish. Rouse's Markets. Yeah, it's crawfish season in South Louisiana. Rouse's has you covered. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. No more brake tags for your vehicle. Well, I think New Orleans has their, I know New Orleans has their own and they plan on keeping them. I think Kenner has their own, huh, Mario Brothers? Does Kenner have their own brake tag? Kenner,
Yeah,
brah?
they do. They have a couple.
It's not a Louisiana tag. You have to get a City of Kenner tag.
I believe they, with the K. I've seen them.
And then I think Avondale, I want to say, on the Best Bank, they have their own brake tag. What a scam. Anyway, they want to put some kind of code on your car, and it'll have your VIN number and all your info. Cops can scan it easier instead of a brake tag. Anyway, we'll see if the brake tag goes bye-bye. Plus, it's like $6. And I think in New Orleans, a brake tag for a few years is like, I don't know, $40, $50. I think that's what I paid last time for a Orleans Parish brake tag. Artemis 2 rocket set to launch tomorrow. 4 astronauts on board. It's like a 10-day mission in space. That's a long time. You're lifting off of a rocket off of planet Earth, and we'll see you back in the Pacific Ocean in 10 days. Actually, I guess it's the Atlantic, not the Pacific. Anyway, they're going to fly by the moon, the 4 astronauts. Artemis 1 flew by the moon a few years ago, like in 2022, an unmanned rocket. This is 4 astronauts. A lot of this rocket built in New Orleans East. No landing, no stops, circling the moon and coming back. Artemis 3, maybe man on the moon in a few years. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. Fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. 766-9480. Scott Walker, Jefferson Parish Councilman, says he will not run now. He will not run for parish president next year. He said like a year or two ago. It's been at least a year that he said, I'm running for parish president. It's a 2027 race. I don't think there are any candidates in that race. 0 right now. That thing is wide open. Cynthia Lee Shang, term limited out, I guess. Someone's going to emerge from Jefferson Parish politics.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971. On Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
As New Orleans as a roast beef po' boy.
Crab meat po' boy, duck po' boy.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground in Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Po' boy, roast beef po' boy, alligator po' boy.
I know it's funny when I tell you to go to the Steak Knife for Lent, but it is a great Lent place. The Steak Knife, legendary steak knife, 55 years in Lakeview. A lot of you go, a lot of you been. You love the Steak Knife. Some of you have been, but haven't been in years, maybe over a decade. It's time to get back to Lakeview and the Steak Knife. And I'm telling you, there are about 40 menu items on the entire menu. 33 or so of them are Lent ready, like crab meat au gratin, like seafood gumbo, like speckled trout with jumbo lump crab meat, and so many other great dishes. Shrimp remoulade, smoked salmon, catfish des almonds, shrimp bordelaise. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Yeah, you right. Thanks for joining us. Little after 4:20, it's a Tuesday. That means conservative voice Brian Haldane joins us on the program. What up, Brian?
Man, I don't know how conservative today, Corey. I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Why have you changed? What, they want to drill in your backyard? You become a liberal conservationist? What's up?
No. It's a matter of I'm as conservative as I was yesterday, but it's this conflict going on in Iran right now. We are at the 5-week mark today. We roll into week number 5 today, and our president said this will be up in 4 weeks. So it's time to wrap things up. Wrap it up. Remember the Chappelle show, the wrap it up button? Wrap it up.
Yeah, it doesn't appear like Iran's ready to wrap it up yet. And
no.
That Strait of Hormuz, how do you control that?
No clue. Is there no other way? I mean, like, everybody from South Louisiana knows how to get from point A to point B in more than one direction, right? Like, is there no other way than the Strait of Hormuz?
No, not really. Not really.
Can't back up, turn around?
No.
Take the old bridge?
No, there's not the old bridge. There's some pipelines going across different countries, but it's not going to replace that. And it's like, 22% of the oil is.
I mean, you don't hop off 12 and take Florida, nothing?
No, there's no way. It'd be nice. Yeah, widen Florida and just go that direction and get off I-12. No, it's like,
right.
it's not. It sucks, Brian. I think it's a ready aim, a ready fire aim type of thing from Donald Trump, not foreseeing this. And I think he thinks these threats and, bombing different parts of Iran will finally have them surrender, or some group will overtake the government, or the military will put down their arms. So far, they're just hanging on.
Well, and here's my thing. Okay, I am, like I said, just as conservative as I was yesterday. But Corey, I'm dialing it back to the end of last year. How many times were you told? How many times was I told? Affordability was going to be the buzzword of 2026. Affordability, making my budget and your budget a little bit easier. Not easy, a little bit easier. And here we are now. The buzzwords of 2026 are Iran and ICE, and both of those are important priorities, but they're not as important as getting me from paycheck to paycheck. When did I become a backseat to Iran and ICE?
No, it's sad. I when Republicans were riding high and Democrats were riding so low, I remember saying this is so cyclical and neither party's really a winning party. The Democrats are like 3 and 14, and the Republicans are like 5 and 13 or 12, whatever it is. I mean, neither one's like a 500 club. Neither one's a playoff club. Neither one's a team that's going to make some Super Bowl run, and they're embraced. And I'm just like, look what you just beat. You beat Kamala Harris. You beat Joe Biden, who was, mentally on the way out. So it's inevitable. These parties like shooting themselves in the foot and just continue to do dopey, goofy stuff. But Brian, this is sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. When one party has full control over everything, it all goes in the crapper. The best this country's been, economy-wise, everything. Reagan is president, Democrats in control of Congress. Clinton is president, Republicans in control of Congress.
100%. Yeah, the contract with America, Newt Gingrich, Bob Livingston. I remember it like it was yesterday when it was a beautiful thing.
No, just Republicans or Democrats fully in control. They're incapable of doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know why. It's a constant repositioning politically, and more about power and less about governance.
No, I agree, but I think even if either party just strictly stuck to their ideology playbook, there are some things that are either wrong at the time or wrong in general. And the other side has the correct way how to handle that particular situation. So,
well, then you've reinstilled my conservatism, because I believe that the Republican Party, in its most Reagan form, would be right a lot more than wrong. So there we go. Thank you.
Brian Haldane's with us, conservative voice. You can join us, 766-9480. No, this war is a precarious situation, Brian. And, we all want Iran to end the war. We want a democracy to emerge. We want moderate people that are westernized to take over, women to have rights, the, religious ideology, that stronghold to disappear. I mean, that's what we all want.
Right.
But, I want a big bag of money and first-class airline tickets to Europe. It's not going to happen,
No, that's LaToya's job.
Yep, that's right.
Sorry, will she ever be the gift that will she ever not be the gift that keeps on giving? I mean, like, a LaToya joke will be great from now through at least the next decade.
Yeah, I mean, we still bring up C. Ray Nagin every now and then, Edwin Edwards, Ilario, Bill Jefferson. They always pop back up.
They know what they're good for. Yeah, money in the freezer. Bill Jefferson with the money. Wow, man, that's a good callback right there.
Brian Haldane's with us. Hey, Brian, I think, first off, ready, fire, aim. And then the president's plan B was these Arab countries that are getting bombed by Iran will join us. Britain will join us. And we'll be able to maybe have some troops on the ground and take over coastal part of Iran along that strait and control it. I don't know what he was thinking, but nothing's falling into place. What's next in your opinion?
With Iran, wow, man, I guess a couple more weeks worth of attacks and then just bail, which is not going to be healthy for anybody. We've seen what happens when we've done that in the past. But you can't have a forever war, and you certainly can't have a forever war in an election year.
I mean, Afghanistan was 20 years long.
Right. And honestly, any shorter, it might have ended up worse.
Hey, we're already a quarter way through 2026. 25% of the year is done.
Yes.
You mentioned affordability. What happened to affordability?
It got replaced by attacking Iran and rounding up Mexicans. Apparently, rounding up Mexicans is a lot more important than what you and I are paying at the grocery store.
Well, I always thought the ICE thing was all, you're talking about ICE. I mean, I always thought that was political theater. I thought that was all nonsense. Let's get violent criminals. Let's do a better job with law enforcement. Let's not do woke, defund the police. Let's opposite that. Let's empower the police. Let's get them what they need. And let's, beat down crime, especially in major cities in America. And it doesn't matter if it's an illegal or a citizen. Let's get the violent criminals. That would have been a much better plan. And yeah, this war in Iran, Venezuela seemed to go so smoothly. At least that's what we're thinking. And Iran's a totally different animal.
Well, yeah, and if Iran could have gone the same as Venezuela, I think we'd all be in a much different position right now. But with ICE, they did net results. They did get a lot of really, really bad guys along the way. It's just, it became so generalized and sweeping, as casting with such a wide net, that it's going to drag on other resources.
And then, Brian, honestly, like three things: how many people in ICE were out there? How much money was spent? The second thing: how many people that were violent criminals were arrested? And does that dollar amount? Is there a better way to spend the money to get the same amount of violent criminals off the street? Those are major.
So, okay, for that last one, I don't know that there is a better way to spend the money when you have cities and states around the country that absolutely refuse to engage in enforcing the law. And that's where the whole ICE thing became a necessity.
Yeah,
when you have local governments that not just turn their back on crime, especially violent, cartel crime, not just turn their back, but go out of their way to welcome it into their home.
Yeah, I think it highly inefficient, like not even close. Like we spent double or triple. It's probably like per arrest 10, 20, 30 times what it would normally cost the manpower. And
yeah, like panning for gold.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a much more efficient, better way to get the same amount of criminals by investing in local law enforcement, empowering local law enforcement. I think it's absolutely crazy. Brian Haldane's with us. And then, I could go on this for a while, Brian. We probably best to change the topic. I think it's just all, I thought it was all political theater. I thought it was all nonsense.
That's where you and I have a bit of a difference of opinion, because we did see results. Although I will tell you this, I had my first hesitation on day one. When on day one they're in the parking, day one in New Orleans, that is, when they're parking a lot of Lowe's. I'm like, you're really telling me on day one to get the worst of the worst, you're going out to arrest the guys who showed up for work in spite of all of it?
Oh, no, exactly. No, again, I just think political theater. I think you could have done like an operation with a few dozen law enforcement agencies, Operation Illegal Alien Violent Criminal Roundup, and just kept it secret and gone out and made hundreds of arrests in a 24-hour period. And without the final thought, and we'll let you get on the other side of the break on top of this one, how many lawsuits are there going to be for, constitutional rights broken, illegal arrests? It's going to be tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars the feds are going to be paying. Brian Haldane's with us, conservative voice. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Stick around.
Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971 on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
As New Orleans is catching a sunset on Lake Pontchartrain.
Even the mosquitoes, they sashay through the Nolans air.
Corey Johnson.
Oh, and when they bite you, you don't go, ow. You go, oh.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. On a Tuesday afternoon, conservative voice Brian Haldane is with us. Any thoughts on that crappy topic before we move on, Brian?
No, I'm ready to close the book on that one. It's just they're both of those topics we covered in the first segment. I feel like we've been talking about them for every segment.
Hey, you heard about New Orleans and the potholes?
Oh my gosh, yes, I absolutely have. I need you to tell me more about this. You're on the inside, I'm on the outside, but I've got thoughts, I've got ideas. Tell me the plan is 1,500 a week. Is that right?
It's like 300 a day. If you have 3 shifts, it's a pothole every 5 minutes over an 8-hour shift that they've got to fill. So pretty ambitious. 300 a day, 6,000 a month, 72,000 plus a year. I think they've already filled 5,000 plus in the last 2.5 months.
Okay, I want to ask about, are we doing duplicative work here? Because how much of the sewer and water problem is underneath existing roads?
Oh no, that's when you get into a sinkhole. These are potholes. So it's two different things. A sinkhole would be a pothole with water, around it, and usually bigger, and the whole street collapses. And you're right, you've patched that. The pipe underneath continues to leak, erodes the soil away. There's a hollow spot, and it collapses again.
Well, because that's where I was going with this. I mean, if you got a road that's got like 10 potholes in one block and the pipes underneath it need to be replaced anyway.
Yep.
Why aren't we killing 2 birds with 1 stone on this?
Oh, no, you're right. That's what they're trying to do. You're 110% right. And that's what they're trying to do. And that was the differentiation of pothole to sinkhole.
No, what I'm saying is there's got to be some kind of metric that says, yeah, there's potholes on this road, but there's also sewer or drainage underneath. Let's go ahead and knock it all out. And let's not fill a pothole. Let's dig the whole damn thing up.
Yeah, on some streets, I guess they're definitely doing that. On some, they're like, all right, the drainage seems to be newer or has been replaced or seems to be holding up. No, in an ideal world, you would replace all of that. It's supposed to be every 50 years that you replace these major drain lines. And the in Uptown, where we've had like 5 breaks in the last 2 months, it's the pipe itself, Brian. Like it's 100 years old. The material it's made out of, like it's failing as a pipe, not as like a product as part of a sewer line. So it's just
right.
It's way, should have been replaced at 50 years. Now it's 100 years. So yeah, ideally you do all that stuff, but I like the fact that they're going to fill a lot of potholes.
So to me, this is an easy win for Mayor Moreno there, because remember back to Mitch Landrieu. I mean, how he was considered a hero for a couple weeks when he paved Carrollton.
I think if you fix potholes, fix sidewalks, fix streets, turn on lights, and those are a couple of Helena Moreno's initiatives, I think those make a major difference. I think they're simple, And like anyone could have thought of that, but like, okay, no one did, or if they did, they never implemented it. She thought of it, she's implementing it, and it is making a difference.
Right. You don't get bonus points. You don't get points for difficulty. Okay. This isn't gymnastics or anything. This isn't the high dive. I want to see results from a mayor. And that's exactly where that's at.
No, I think an initiative she could do that would be really easy. Just you need some smart people involved, some type of enforcement. Change this littering mentality in New Orleans. You know,
I would love to see that statewide.
Yeah, it needs to be statewide. Louisiana's a filthy state, but New Orleans is a filthy city, maybe the filthiest in America. And the mayor, someone like that. I mean, Corey Johnson saying it's filthy, who does a talk radio TV show in the afternoon, is not going to move the needle on that. But Helena Moreno with some plan, initiative. I don't know. You get Trombone Shorty and some band writing a song about don't be a fool and litter or something. I don't know. You know,
Well, so up here in Baton Rouge, we had a couple of groups. One of them's called Keep Tigertown Beautiful. And it's run by a woman named Jennifer Richardson, who just one day decided enough is enough. And she's, I believe she's retired, but she just grabbed a handful of her friends and they went out one day with a couple of garbage bags, those little, grabber sticks where you can go pick up litter.
Yep.
She just went out as a group and they just started doing it. And I got to tell you, it has gotten infectious. What started out as half a dozen, older women, who had nothing to do on a Saturday morning. Now they've got crews out there, 2-3 dozen at a time, picking up trash. They're finding spent weapons. They're finding heroin needles. Now they're to the point where they're cleaning up homeless camps. And this all started grassroots. This all started with one woman who had enough.
No, and hopefully it embarrasses people that litter to stop littering. It's such a selfish act. I mean, to me, it's one of the most selfish things you can do, littering.
Yep, 100%.
But I'd like to see that initiative. It kind of would go in the same category as these other two, with less money, I think, being spent. I mean, fixing potholes costs money. Repairing street lights and replacing copper wire that was stolen and getting lights on, that costs money. But I like the idea, and I like that they're getting it done, Brian.
I mean, so Coach Sid, or Mayor Sid Edwards, is he's got his pothole posse up here in Baton Rouge, but man, we don't have near the problem that New Orleans does. I mean, just the ground underneath it is part of the issue. But like, he's got crews that are going out. Their whole mission is they've got a rapid response ticketing system to report where the potholes are that are affecting the most people at the greatest period of time. And his pothole posse goes out. They're not putting up 300 a day, but they're definitely making a difference. And it's the same with the street lights. He started with some of the worst neighborhoods in Baton Rouge, and I don't know where the program's at right now, but I know in the neighborhoods where the lights have gone in, the new street lights have gone in, it is absolutely beautiful to go there at night, and you feel like you can see, more than a block in front of your face.
New Orleans needs to get that scraper thing out, I call it, that can take a few inches of asphalt up, that scrapes it. I mean, there's so many, I call it like a pinched lip where the road's sits up like an inch or two, just for like a foot of roadway that just needs to be scraped. The city could do that. And then, Brian, lastly, I think another inexpensive thing. I mean, I don't think Baton Rouge has this problem. New Orleans needs stripes on streets. I mean, you don't know if it's a 2-lane street, a 1-lane street. You don't know if you can park on it or not. I mean, we need stripes and reflectors on streets, no matter what kind of shape they're in or not, especially highly traveled.
Yeah, we don't have that up here. I'm trying to think of where that might be an issue up here. We're pretty well striped with the bike lanes and the 2 lanes and the parking lanes and everything. We're good on that front.
No, that's another problem too in New Orleans. I'm all for bike lanes, but I don't think you give up, especially if it's not like, oh man, this street, Brian, it's bicycle street. You stand out here for an hour, you'll see 100 bicycles go by. That would be one thing. But when you have a 3-lane street, you're turning it into a 2-lane street, or worse, a 2-lane street, you're turning into a 1-lane street, and you have a dedicated bicycle lane. I think all you need in the far right lane is that bicyclist, sticker, decal, whatever, imprint on the concrete, on the pavement in that right lane, So it just, when there are no cyclists, it's the right lane, drive all day long. If a cyclist is there, they have the right of way. If you're in a car, you have to go around them. But to just dedicate entire lanes to cyclists when there aren't hundreds of them using them and people are backed up in their cars in traffic is insane.
I'm with you on that front. And there's another part to that equation that there should be certain roads where bicycles are just a straight up no. Like up here in Baton Rouge, if you give me like Perkins Road, no. Get your bike off Perkins Road.
No, there needs to be some parallel bike path. No, you're right. There's some spots that just there's no room for it. No room for it. Brian Haldane's with us, conservative voice out of Baton Rouge. You can join us, 766-9480. Speaking of Baton Rouge, I mean, it's the wild, wild west up there with that athletic department, man, a bunch of outlaws. But the villain role is embraced, man. You got Kim Mulkey, you got Lane Kiffin now, you got Will Wade back as men's basketball coach. Absolutely insane. I love it, but it's insane.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Yesterday's press conference, when you have, close to 6,000 people show up for a press conference, doors were open, band was playing. Coach Wade stayed after the press conference and took pictures with hundreds, if not over 1,000 people. It was ridiculous. It was festive. He actually said on the microphone, we're gonna make history. Either we're gonna win national championships, or I'll be the first coach fired from the same university twice.
Yeah,
it was an instant reminder of how much we loved him when he was here. And yeah, let the rest of the world bring it on. I like the villain role. LSU's always, we can pretend like we weren't the villain role in the past, but we were the villain role when Dale Brown was here, calling the NCAA Gestapo bastards.
I saw a billboard today. It's just Will Wade's head, and it just says "boot up" on it already.
Love it. Love it.
Now, I will say this, Brian. I mean, I like the Lane Kiffin hire. I like the Will Wade hire. With that said, I think if LSU continues to be a university with academic and athletic decisions made through Jeff Landry, the governor, and all his yes men flunkies, there'll be more failure than success. This can't be the regular way of doing business.
Tell me one way that the current attention on athletics has been a detriment to academics.
How the present plan has been?
Yeah. What money is not being spent on academics?
Oh, I don't know what money's not being spent. I just know the LSU board is always a political board. Now it's as bad as it's ever been in its history. Is there a single person on the board that has any autonomy? There was always one or two outliers that weren't yes men to the governor. These are ridiculous, lubed up head, inserted up the rear end of the governor yes men. It's obnoxious. So it's all Jeff Landry's decision making. I don't want the flagship university of this state, really any state, where the governor is like a dictator making all the decisions, even if they're ones like Lane Kiffin and like Will Wade. I think in the long run, Jeff Landry's going to make a lot of mistakes, and that's going to not look good on LSU when the mistakes are about the purple and gold. Hang on. We're coming right back, Brian.
One of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife, since 1971. On Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Producing tomorrow's talk radio today, Corey Johnson.
This is tomorrow's newspaper. Precisely. I already went further ahead into time to see what else happens.
Your View, Louisiana. That's Cox Channel 4 in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. And live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
Future. Unbelievable.
Every day, this program on radio, on television, on social media, 2 big hours, weekdays 4 to 6. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Home of Lamarck Ford, the big store for over 45 years. Home of Lamarck Lincoln, the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. And if you need a commercial truck, van, or SUV for your business, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Brian Haldane's with us. Hey, Brian, yeah, for me, it's simple. I mean, I'm a percentages guy. I got the LSU president's job available. I'm doing a nationwide search. I'm not getting my buddy from Lake Charles at McNeese. And if when it's time for athletics, I'm hiring an athletic director, you know, like Tom Benson hiring Jim Finks when he first got his NFL team, the Saints. I'm letting him run it. I'm not making the decisions myself as governor, who's going to be coaching the teams.
Well, I mean, that's all fine. Well, first of all, I'll push back on the athletic director spot because Verge has earned that. He's been there for the last 30 years. He's been within the athletics program, so I don't think anybody can question his work ethic, his abilities. We look at the hires that he's made since he's been on board. He's proven to be a big game hunter since taking the realm. But I mean, there were people that said Verge should have been the AD before Oliva. So Verge Osbury was more than a qualified hire. He's a home run. And as far as a presidential search is concerned, yeah, it was a national search that got us William Tate. A national search got us the garbage that the university built itself in. And as a resident of Louisiana, as a resident of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, whose daughter is going to college in another state primarily because LSU didn't want her. LSU didn't care. My daughter, as a Louisiana student, my daughter didn't register on their radar simply because William Tate's whole model was about attracting grant dollars and not growing Louisiana students. He was out there for one thing and one thing only. William Tate was out there to bring in federal grant dollars. And that doesn't serve the state of Louisiana. I'll make that trade all day long to take Dr. Roos over Dr. Tate.
Oh, no, I think you can make any kind of person-to-person comparison of one system doing it right, one system doing it wrong, throwing the percentages, and reality out the window. Essentially, what you're saying is at the University of Florida, instead of a national search for an AD or a coach or the president, I'm all right with Ron DeSantis making that call.
It depends on the call, though, doesn't it?
No, about head coach for football, AD, or president of the school. The Florida Gators, I'm okay with Ron DeSantis doing it all the time or going with a system that's sort of tried and true, like hiring a national search committee, getting a crew together, narrowing down a list, getting a board of not yes men, people that looking at what's best for the school, not just what, Corey the governor wants, that kind of thing.
9 members of the Board of Supervisors were not appointed by the current governor, by the way. They're going to roll off within the next year or either June of this year or in 2028. So there's actually going to be more Landry appointees next year than there is this year. So that will continue to evolve. And that's always been the way with the Board of Supervisors and the governor. But Corey, you're not arguing results, you're arguing process.
Totally arguing process over time, percentages. I love the result. I love Lane Kiffin as the football hire, and I love Will Wade. I just think if Jeff Landry makes these decisions all the time, more will backfire than succeed.
You might be right, but so far, I don't know where the pushback would be. It's like you've gotten to your destination, you're arguing about what road they took to get there.
Well, yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know what the destination is yet. I like what I've seen so far in a Lane Kiffin hire or a Will Wade hire. But Roos as the president, Will Wade as basketball coach, Lane Kiffin as football coach, haven't seen them do a thing yet. The two coaches haven't coached a game yet. So I can't say they're a success. I just like I like the hiring. But yeah, having Jeff Landry and a bunch of yes people. I mean, Verge Osbury didn't make these calls as a autonomous AD like Scott Woodward did. And you can say Scott Woodward brought LSU Brian Kelly, and that's a terrible call. He also brought Kim Mulkey and Jay Johnson. So, I would rather a system where it at least on paper looks like it's trying to be fair and objective, not one that's just like Huey Long making the call. I would rather.
On paper, Brian Kelly was the best hire at the time. I mean, that's you could take paper versus gut. I don't know. We're looking at, you're going to be right all summer long. Lane Kiffin still has not won a game at LSU. And that's going to be true all next month too.
Well, that's my point. We can't say they're successful just because I like the end result. I think the process is greatly flawed. That's my point. I don't think you want any one man having that much control. LSU's already like a political toy. Don't need it to be a political toy on steroids, and that's what it is. That press conference was laughable. The McNeese people and Jeff Landry, it's like none of these people are LSU purple and gold people, but right now, purple and gold people like Will Wade and Lane Kiffin, so we'll ride it out.
I mean, Wade's not new. He was purple and gold before he was a Cowboy.
Oh no, I know that. I just mean Jeff Landry, no tied LSU. The two McNeese guys, no tied LSU. It's kind of comical. It's like these guys are like riding on the LSU coattails, and it's all good. Fans are happy because it's Lane Kiffin and Will Wade, but I just think this process, as you called it,
a national search is not going to get you somebody that's pro LSU. I'll go back to the William Tate argument again. He was the result of a national search. What LSU tie did he have before that?
Oh no, I'm not saying you got to have someone tied to LSU. These guys are just like Louisiana, sort of the second tier McNeese. Now they're at LSU. It's kind of funny.
The big leagues, Corey.
No, exactly. It's comical. I think a lot of LSU diehards are like, what the hell? But anyway, like I said, it's Lane Kiffin and Will Wade, so everybody's happy.
I am.
Yep, me too. I'm excited about these upcoming seasons. No doubt. Hey, Brian, how can folks check you out on the radio every morning from 6 to 9 a.m.?
Well, in Baton Rouge, it's Talk 107.3 FM. If you've got the iHeart app, if you've got the Talk 107.3 app, if you've got Spotify, you'll find us. And we're live on Facebook on Talk 107.3 Faith every single day.
Brian, thank you. See you next week.
Always, brother. Happy Easter.
Yeah, you're right. Happy Easter. You too, man. Thank you. That's Brian Haldane. Yeah, Easter's this Sunday. Make your reservations now at Katie's. Easter Sunday at Katie's. Coming right back.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Thank you, Drew Brees, number 9. He'll be inducted officially in the NFL Hall of Fame. I guess it'll be late July. That old Hall of Fame game up in Canton. By the way, I will be moving. This is my last week on the air. I'm moving to Canton, Ohio. It's a great opportunity up there. I'm looking forward to it. That's a lie, Mario. I'm not moving to Canton, Ohio.
Oh, man.
Yep. That's Mario Brothers. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Oh, man. 766-9480. Compelling radio.
No gold jacket for you.
No gold jacket for me. Nope. Green jacket next week, maybe. Little Augusta's golf. That's always good. Mario, do you watch any golf on TV on a Sunday?
Not really, man. I was kind of forced to once when I hosted a sports betting show.
Yeah.
Apart from that, very little.
What about majors? The majors?
Not really.
Not even on a Sunday?
No, it's I don't,
Wow.
I don't have the attention span
As a
for it.
sports fan, you seem like that would be right up your alley. Like, kind of like, you know, hey, I watch the Stanley Cup. I don't watch NHL. I watch NBA playoffs, maybe the finals. I don't watch the NBA. Not, but you're a regular fan.
Yes.
But like, I think somebody, you know, that doesn't like golf is my point. You love sports. You might be into like, you know, it's like watch the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of an NBA game and you pretty much get it all in a lot of cases. I think Sunday at 3:00, tuning in the Masters, you might enjoy that.
I'll check it out.
Sunday at like 3 with like 2 hours left.
Some of my relatives have been saying the same thing. I guess I'm more of a fan of the team sports versus individual sports.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you don't watch much tennis majors either.
No, not really. I'll maybe like if the UFC fight is on at the bar, I'll watch that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's kind of entertaining. But other than that, you're right. I am a sports fan, but I guess more team sports.
Yeah, no, I like the Masters just because it's a tough test. You know, it's like, hey, it's the NBA All-Star game and the 3-point line's 5 feet farther out and the basket's at 12 feet instead of 10. And the court's wider and longer. It's just harder.
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
The courses are the toughest. They're set up the hardest. The weekend, 20 under, 25 under at the Valspar Classic ain't happening at the Masters or the U.S. Open or the British or the PGA. So it's kind of fun, like making it a tough test for these guys that kind of bomb the driver and hit a sand wedge into the green. Anyway, Masters next week. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 5 o'clock powwow on a Tuesday. 766-9480. Gorgeous afternoon. The rain cleared, blue skies, sunny. Why don't you get to Katie's tonight for dinner? Katie's during Lent. Last week, about 7 different fish choices on the menu. 7 different local fresh Gulf fish. 7 at Katie's. Tonight for dinner in Mid-City during Lent. Make it Katie's. Outdoor dining on the patio. Make it Katie's. About 4 blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint on Carrollton, you'll find Katie's Restaurant. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Governor Jeff Landry, some legislators might get rid of the brake tag in Louisiana. No more inspection sticker on your car. Except for New Orleans, Kenner, and Avondale, I believe. The 3 municipalities in the state that have their own brake tags. That New Orleans brake tag, I don't know if it's double the price of the state tag, but it's definitely more. It's definitely more. The Artemis 2 rocket set to launch tomorrow, a 10-day mission with 4 astronauts. Artemis 1 went off like 3.5, 4 years ago. No astronauts, manless rocket, but went around the moon and came back. Splashed down in the, Atlantic. Everything worked out great. Artemis 2 is 4 astronauts, 10-day mission. They will orbit the moon. There are no stops. There's no landing, and then they'll plop down in the Atlantic and call it a day. Artemis 3 is to put man on the moon, I think, in a few years. And then eventually put man or woman on Mars. On Mars. Scott Walker, Jefferson Parish councilman, who announced over a year ago he's running for Jefferson Parish president. I would think he would probably be the favorite for that position. He says he will not run for parish president. That contest is in a year. I think that's going to open the door for some that were like, I'm not running against Scott Walker. I can't beat him. He's too savvy with the social media. To now hiring Scott Walker and running for Jefferson Parish president. It's the 2027 race. No, like over a year ago, Scott Walker, the very successful councilman, former Channel 6 anchor, announced, I'm running for parish president. Now he's not. Cynthia Lee Shang, I think, is term limited out. No other candidates are in the race right now, so that thing is wide open. Be interesting to see who jumps into the Jefferson Parish president's race for next year. 766-9480. A peer in this business I'm in, talk radio, talk television. He's a talk radio guy down the dial. Newell Norman is a major player, a major politico, a power broker in Jefferson Parish. I'm sure Newell Norman's going to have tremendous say on who's going to be running in that next, this upcoming Jefferson Parish race. And if he gets behind that person, they might have a very good chance of winning. I mean, Cynthia Lee Shang, Newell Norman basically ran her campaigns. Joe LaPinto is his handpicked successor at sheriff. So Newell Norman in Jefferson Parish is a tremendous power broker. Maybe the number one most influential politico in Jefferson Parish, Newell Norman. So it'll be interesting to see who he backs. It'll obviously be secret, quiet, silent in the background, but who they end up picking to run, and will that person win? Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, our in-house sports expert. Just some opinions from you, Mario Brothers. LeBron James, I know this season's still finishing up. I think LeBron James is going to play next year.
I would think so.
But I don't know if it's for the Lakers. Will it be the Lakers? Will it be the Cleveland? Will he go to another team? What's going to happen with LeBron James, you think?
Well, the way his contract's set up, I believe he has a lot of flexibility to kind of control where he wants to go. I would think the Lakers would honor his wishes and probably still get a pretty decent return for him in a trade. So I honestly think anything is at play, but I agree with you. I'd be shocked if he retired. LeBron seems like the kind of guy that would announce something like that and, accept all his flowers on a farewell tour.
And he's still, is he a top 5 player in the NBA anymore? No.
Nah.
But he's top 50.
Yeah, like for sure. You could argue like top 25. Even,
exactly. You could argue top 25.
Yeah, he's still,
at 41 years old.
He's very effective. You know me, I'm not a Lakers fan at all, but I've even been mulling like making a futures bet with the Lakers. He's playing really well.
No, and if he played with the team that wanted a certain thing out of him, X amount of minutes, but this kind of point and assist totals, he probably could hit those numbers.
Yeah, 100%. He already broke the record for most points in NBA history that Kareem had a couple years ago. So 4 championships. He could definitely still add to that, try to catch Jordan, but stat-wise, there's not much left for him to do.
Mario, you remember you totaled your girlfriend's car and you said you were looking at the phone? You remember how well that went over? Tiger Woods says he was looking at the phone before the crash.
Yeah, I saw. That's funny.
That's all your comments?
Yeah, that's
nonsense.
That's I don't know what to say. The fact that's your defense, that's the weakest thing I've heard.
You know, it sucks for Tiger Woods. You know, supposedly Donald Trump talked to him, and Trump said that he's in pain all the time. And it supposedly had hydrocodone in his pocket.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean,
I'm not trying to make excuses, Mario. I mean, but neck and back pain, any kind of physical pain, it's hard to relate to, especially chronic and just severe and chronic. Again, I'm not trying to make any excuses, but Tiger Woods seems very beat up.
Yeah, and that's really sad. But you know, you got to try to maintain that.
Oh,
Like,
no,
call
you're-
drivers, be responsible. Like,
Can't argue with anything you're saying.
yeah, I mean, especially with his history too, right? I
No.
mean, to risk that is just, you got to try to eliminate the risk. I sympathize with Tiger. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's the greatest golfer of all time. But yeah, you got to,
Maybe Jack Nicklaus, but yeah, I'm with you.
arguably, but
Yeah.
you got to just be a little bit more responsible, man. Like, given all that's happened with him, it's kind of sad to see.
Hey, Tuesday through Friday, Gallagher's 527 serves lunch. Tuesday through Friday. They serve dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. I was there today at the bar enjoying lunch. Got that lunch special for $24, 3 courses, tough to beat. You get a generous house salad, like you could split it. It's so big. 6 different homemade dressings to choose from, a half dozen, all homemade. It's not coming out of some Cisco bucket. You can get the shish kebab sizzling in butter with green beans. You can get the catfish amandine in the Meunier sauce. You can get half a soft shell crab with grits. And then the third course is dessert, the ooey gooey, the hot brownie with the vanilla ice cream. Lunch specials Tuesday through Friday, dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. Get there tonight. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville. A New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. If it's a weekday afternoon in New Orleans, it's got to be
It's a party every week, baby.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Young's Dry Cleaning, the city's premier dry cleaner, and their restoration department is top notch. They come to your house, pick up your stuff like it could be rugs or runners out of your house, taking the drapes down off the hooks, bringing them back and rehanging them, coming to your house and picking up the drapes, taking them off the hooks, putting them back off on the hooks, no charge. All you pay for is the cleaning of the drapes, the restoration. No, drapes, fine linens, rugs, runners, delicate, expensive antique items, anything fabric, material, or cloth. Smoke, mold, mildew, water damage. Let Young's Restoration Department take a crack at it. Young'sDryCleaning.com. Young'sDryCleaning.com. If you miss the 4 o'clock hour, you miss Brian Haldane, conservative voice. You can always check out the show after the fact on Twitter at Corey Johnson. Follow me on X. On YouTube after the fact. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, live on YouTube and after the fact, live on Twitter and after the fact. And we're on Spotify, the podcast, every day at 6 o'clock on Spotify. Plus, look for short clips, not only on Twitter or X and YouTube, but on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. Look out for those. Subscribe to us. It don't cost nothing. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. It's crawfish season in South Louisiana. Rouse's has crawfish by the sack, live crawfish by the sack at each and every Rouse's, ready for your crawfish boil tonight. Or you just want to enjoy hot from the pot crawfish, hot from the pot, ready to eat. Rouse's has you covered. No one sells more boiled crawfish, hot from the pot, ready to eat than Rouse's Markets. And no one sells more live crawfish in the sack, ready for your boil than Rouse's Markets. It's crawfish season. Rouse's Markets. 5 o'clock powwow hour Tuesday afternoon. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Brake tags could be a thing of the past. It is just a political scam, the brake tag, I think. New Orleans has their own. Kenner has their own. I think Avondale has their own. Those will remain. But the state brake tag, the Louisiana brake tag, might go bye-bye. Legislation blowing through committee, heading to either the House or Senate floor. I forget if it's a House or Senate committee, House or Senate bill. You know, one thing that is just not discussed enough, one could argue it's the greatest achievement in the history of mankind, landing a man on the moon and bringing that person back. That is just phenomenal to me. Launching a rocket that leaves our atmosphere and goes into space and bringing it back safely with a human being on board, and doing this 55 years ago in the late 60s. It's just mind-boggling to me. I remember the computers on the space shuttle. They were like, your phone has a more powerful computer than the computer on the space shuttle. Could you imagine going another 25 years back into the late 60s? No, putting man on the moon, I think, is underappreciated, under talked about, discussed, not enough movies or television about it. one could argue, the greatest achievement in the history of mankind. It's mind-blowing. I mean, the Wright brothers flew that plane like at Kitty Hawk. That was like 1905 or something. So like 65 years later, you're putting man on the moon and coming back from the Wright brothers, 65 years. I mean, just crazy. Anyway, we haven't been to the moon in 55 years. Artemis 2 will launch tomorrow. We're going back to the moon tomorrow. 4 astronauts will orbit the moon and come back. It's a 10-day total mission. But Artemis 3, I believe, will put man back on the moon, probably man and woman. This is the 4 astronauts represent women, black, the whole spectrum. Anyway, a lot of the Artemis 2 rocket that is set to launch tomorrow from Cape Canaveral, Cape Kennedy, in Cape Canaveral, Florida. A lot of it was built in New Orleans East in Michoud. A lot of this rocket built in New Orleans East. We can all be proud. A lot accomplished out in Michoud. I mean, the Saturn V rockets, the Higgins boats to help end World War II, the external fuel tank for the space shuttle, now the Artemis rocket. A lot of significant achievements in mankind's history crafted out in New Orleans East at the Michoud Industrial District. So think about that tomorrow when Artemis 2 blasts off from Florida for their 10-day mission. No, landing man on the moon in 1969, just mind-blowing. Over 55 years ago, I mean, just the technology of the late 60s was mind-blowing. Corey Johnson with you. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Speaking of mind-blowing and technology and innovation, that's Latrim in Elmwood. This company's incredible. And all they have done like the last 40, 50 years, incredible growth worldwide. This is a private company, born, bred, owned, and operated right here out of New Orleans. J.M. LePere, native New Orleanian, invented the shrimp paling machine, and the rest is history. Hundreds of patents at Latrim. Their main facility is in Elmwood, taking up over 100 acres in Elmwood, over 100 acres. About 1,400 employees strong, and they continue to hire out in Elmwood. Latrim also has an I-12 facility on the North Shore, and they're hiring there as well. A true culture of innovation, all kind of shifts, regular 9 to 5, overnight, weekends. Latrim.com, the website, has dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available. Not like 2 or 3 job openings. Latrim.com. Go to the website now. Who is going to be Jefferson Parish president after Cynthia Lee Shang is done early next year? Popular councilman Scott Walker jumped into the race over a year ago. Probably the prohibitive favorite, the clear favorite to win. Either he doesn't want to deal with it anymore, like he's saying publicly, or there's another candidate that maybe can give him a fight and he doesn't want to deal with it. I have no idea what's going on in Jefferson Parish. But Scott Walker just says, enough politics, going to run my political consulting firm. I'm pretty good at that. Spend more time with my family. Don't want to be parish president. He made that announcement today where he's not running anymore. He made the announcement he's running over a year ago. The race isn't until next year. There's no one else that has announced they're running. Newell Norman is a major power broker in Jefferson. The former Jefferson Parish sheriff, now a talk radio host down the dial. Still, I would say the number one power broker politically in the parish of Jefferson. Newell Norman is clearly the number one power broker in Jefferson. It's not Cynthia Lee Shang. Newell Norman got Cynthia Lee Shang elected. Newell Norman got Joe Lapinto, the sheriff, elected. Those are his hand-picked choices. He basically ran Cynthia Lee Shang's campaign. And Joe Lapinto, I'm sure Newell is a confidant. They constantly talking. Same with Cynthia Lee Shang and Newell. Very influential in Jefferson Parish politics. Don't kid yourself. So it'll be interesting to see which names surface, if they are backed by Newell Norman and company, Joe Lapinto, Cynthia Lee Shang, those types, or are they, independents that have no connection to that political power machine in Jefferson Parish. Anyway, Scott Walker is out. He's done. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. When you need a fence or an automatic gate for your home or business, any property, you got to see the fence man. For all your backyard residential or commercial fencing needs, you got to see the fence man. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. Jimmy will take care of you. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. Corey Johnson with you. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls, 766-9480. That's how you dial us up, 766-9480. Mario Brothers folks are very excited about Will Wade. I saw a billboard on Carrollton, one of those digital boards. It's Will Wade's head, and it says boot up. Like I saw boot up. I'm like, what's that? And then I looked and saw this big head. I'm like, who's that? Oh, I'm like, that's Will Wade. Already.
Well, we've criticized the administration, I think, and the people actually responsible for the LSU basketball program a lot. And a lot of fans, I think, don't care as much about, basketball compared to sports like baseball and stuff like that. But most of the LSU fan base enjoys when LSU is good at basketball.
They want them to win.
And the last couple of years have sucked. I don't know how else to say it. Like, not only have they been bad, they've been like in the cellar of the SEC.
Oh, and no one at the games.
Nobody.
1,200 people.
Yeah, depressing, like embarrassingly terrible. So, of course, the guy that's most recently made them well, brought them to 3 different NCAA tournaments, he's going to generate a lot of excitement. It's not blind faith. It's not just because he's a charismatic dude. It's because he's already won in Baton Rouge, and that's really
he was. He was successful in Baton Rouge. He made the program relevant. I love the guy. He was a great recruiter, great coach, made great adjustments. He wins 2 out of 3 games in Baton Rouge. With all that said, and I like the hire, it didn't like this guy's championship coach and all that. Like, it's no guarantee.
Yeah, exactly.
But folks are like, it's the second coming of Lane Kiffin. I like it.
But the difference is LSU basketball doesn't have the championship expectations that LSU football has. Like, fans are going to be happy just to be relevant again. And Will Wade off the bat, I think, makes them relevant.
No, I agree. That's a good point. Relevant again in basketball. Great point, Mario.
Yeah, relevant in football is not good enough. But basketball.
No, yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Because I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense.
Chemtrails! Chemtrails!
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining us. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. We do it every single weekday afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock. 2 big hours on radio, on television, on the intranet device, social media. 766-9480. Brake tags could be a thing of the past in Louisiana, but not New Orleans, Kenner, or Avondale. We have our own. And I don't think the ones in New Orleans and Orleans Parish, I got one just a few months ago. They're not double, but they're more than the state tag. That's for damn sure. Tomorrow, Artemis 2, the rocket, a lot of it built in New Orleans East, will launch from Florida, a 10-day mission, 4 astronauts on board. They'll circle the moon. They'll orbit the moon. No landings, no stops. Artemis 1 did the same thing about 3 years ago, but it was unmanned. Artemis 3 will put man back on the moon. Eventually, we're supposed to go to Mars. Incredible. Scott Walker, Jefferson Parish councilman, will not run for parish president. About a year ago, he announced he's running. Now he's out of that race. There's no other candidates in that race. Just a couple of things that stand out. One, Scott Walker was probably the prohibitive favorite. With him dropping out the race, who gets in now? And two, Newell Norman and that Jefferson Parish political machine, who do they endorse? Who do they push to take over for Cynthia Lee Shang? 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Tiger Woods says he was looking at his phone when that crash occurred. Also, some hydrocodone, I believe, found in his pocket.
Yeah, I saw that he blew like a breathalyzer test and blew like a 0.00.
Yeah, he wasn't drunk at all.
Yeah, he was clearly on something that was slurring his his speech and delaying his reaction time.
No, what's a bummer is Masters is next week. I can't see Tiger Woods playing in that next week. I mean, his golf is so much mental.
Yeah,
he's just mentally shot, I would think.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mental conditioning to compete in a tournament like that.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, those guys at the top of their game, I imagine they need to be in a really good, especially in a sport like golf.
Yes.
Like we were talking about it the last segment. Like you can't be 100 miles an hour. You got to be focused and composed. So no, that's
unless it's like the opposite effect, like, hey, this is the only sanctuary for me. I have no idea.
Yeah,
but I think like you said, just nowhere near mentally locked in.
Yeah, he's not
the opposite.
Exactly. You're going out there to compete against the best and win. It's not just like a stroll through a nice golf course,
Hey, the NBA season's continuing, heading towards the playoffs in the next few weeks. LeBron James, next year, there's talk of him playing next year. I think he's going to play another year at 42. He'll be 42.
Yeah, he's been playing.
I don't know if it's with the Lakers or does he go back to Cleveland?
One interesting angle is he's having the one season right now with his son, so he can go somewhere else. LeBron's son can stay on the Lakers, and he could still have that experience.
How often does Bronny play with the Lakers?
He's been playing actually a little bit more this week. I've seen some highlights, but not often, like less than 10 minutes a game. Like he's gotten in on garbage time, and that's it.
Yeah.
But they got the experience.
He splits time with the G League team, I think.
I don't think so. He's actually been with the Lakers.
Strictly with the Lakers,
yeah.
Bronny?
Yeah, he spent a little bit of time in the G League, but he's been with the Lakers and even in the rotation. And he hasn't had the best season. He hasn't been on the court, but I think the important thing when talking about LeBron and his future plans
got to play with his son.
Yeah, which is kind of a cool thing, only father-son duo in the history of the NBA. They can always say that.
It is the only father-son duo?
Yes.
Major League Baseball, we've seen it a few times.
I think those are the only two in any of the major sports, the Griffeys and the Jameses. That's it.
Griffeys, someone else in baseball. Latino, Mario.
Oh.
Gotta be.
They played together?
Yeah.
Sandy Alomar, senior and junior.
Exactly.
Maybe
Maybe something like that. Exactly.
Yeah. There are a lot of father-son duos, but they didn't play on the same team or even at the same time.
Yeah.
LeBron's been in the league 23 years.
Google that, Mario. Father-son, major pro sports, same team, same time. Father-son, major league sports, same team, same time. Can't be too many. You're right.
Yeah, it says just Ken Griffey and LeBron.
Really?
Yeah, major. Oh wait, that's they actually have a few more in baseball. Tim Raines Sr. and Tim Raines Jr.
Wow.
No idea who that is. Moises Alou and Felipe.
Yeah.
He was his coach. Felipe was
his coach. Didn't play together.
Yeah, exactly. Bob Boone and Aaron Boone. Bob managed his son, so there's a lot of manager, but not too many player coach.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Looks like just the Raineses and Ken Griffey in baseball.
Wow. Unreal.
NHL. The Hartford Whalers had Gordie Howe.
And his sons played. Yeah, Gordie was like 900 years old.
Marty and Mark, yeah. And in the 1920s, Ted and Charles Nesser played together for the Columbus Panhandles.
Of course.
In the 20s.
I watched that game.
Yeah, who doesn't remember the Panhandles?
Who doesn't remember them? Exactly, Mario. It's very popular. Very popular.
There's definitely some nepotism going on there in the 20s.
You got that right.
Man.
Hey, tonight for dinner, make it Trey Yen. Trey Yen in Mandeville has some of the best seafood in the city. Trey Yen in Mandeville is clearly one of the best seafood restaurants in Metro New Orleans. I'm not kidding you. Now, obviously, seafood with a Chinese twist, but whole speckled trout, whole flounder, head and tail intact. They debone it, they flash fry it, seasoned, marinated, just perfect. But then ladles and ladles of their signature tongue cho sauce on top of that. Whole speckled trout or whole flounder. Fresh, fantastic, local. Crawfish in season, fresh and local. Crabs, soft shell crabs, crab meat, oysters, shrimp. Tough to beat Trey Yen and their seafood bounty. Critically acclaimed, nationally recognized during Lent, Trey Yen in Mandeville. Now, I think people, when I say it's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine, I think some people that have never been question that. And then when I say it's one of the best seafood restaurants in the city, they question that. Go experience it for yourself. My reputation's on the line. We might disagree on politics or political ideology or something like that. But when I'm telling you, Trey Yen and the seafood, it's as good as it gets. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Mario, when you go to the bank line and, you're in the line where you're sending the tube, you're not up by the window, and there are 2 slots available, each have a car. Do you pull in between and wait for one of them to move, or you just pick a side?
Honestly, no, I just pick a
You
side.
pick a side.
Yeah, hope for the best.
Now, what happens like when you pick the left side and then you're behind that car and the right drives off?
If I have time, I back up and just go into the other lane.
But if someone pulls up and cuts in front, you're lost.
Yeah, it's my fault.
So you're not sitting back waiting for one to move.
No, yeah. I'm a very patient driver. Like if I'm not in a hurry to go somewhere, I'm never like really tripping about stuff like that.
Yeah. Now I wait in the middle. Like the other day I pulled up to the bank and there were 2 cars in the slot. There was some lady that was like riding the middle about 10 feet back. I could have gone around and picked either side and pulled up. And I'm just like, I pulled behind her.
Yeah.
Made her feel comfortable that you're next. But also I was like, some jerk might pull around. I was in that spot where it worked out kind of comical. It was funny, actually. 2 slots taken. I'm waiting. This guy in his white pickup truck just goes around me, almost clips the front of my car and pulls into the right side. And I was just like, what a jerk, And then immediately the left side opens up free. So I pull to the left side. And then all I'm doing is making a deposit. So I don't even need a receipt. I'll check it online. They know me. So I hit the button. I hit send. They're like, hey, Mr. Johnson. I'm like, just a deposit. Don't need a receipt. We'll see you next time. So as I'm pulling off, I look in my mirror and the truck starts backing up, and then another car pulls in my slot.
Ooh.
So the truck, if he would have waited, would have been up next, but instead waiting and waiting and waiting. At least 1 car too many.
Yeah.
And I kind of smirked and smiled. I was like, yeah, you jerk. You deserve that for just like blowing in front of me.
Yeah, it's called instant karma.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, like at the Walgreens, when there's 2 registers open, there's 1 line. I wait in the line. I don't go to the register. It's kind of a tough call. Some people are rude and cut.
Yeah, like I said, if I'm not in a hurry, I'm normally patient with these kind of things. Like some people take being cut as like a sign against your manhood or something. Like they get so mad, like it's not the end of the world. Just let the person go.
No, but it's rude. It's like, yeah, I guess you.
That's what I'm saying.
Most time I let them go.
Most people wouldn't have the gall to just do that. So if they do, then whatever, man.
Yeah, no, they're rude.
Congratulations, you saved 5 seconds.
Yep, you're right. That's Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Be nice. Don't be rude. Be nice. Wait in line. It's okay. Don't cut in front of people. Be a nice person, not a bad person. If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Because I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Whoa, I said with all due respect.
the steak knife tonight for Lent. I know you're going, Corey, it's Lent and you're pushing the steak knife. Yeah. About 40 menu items and 33 of them are Lent ready, including the crab meat au gratin, the seafood gumbo, the speckled trout with jumbo lump crab meat. So many items, like 33 of 40 Lent ready tonight for dinner. Make it the steak knife in Lakeview, Harrison Avenue, in between Canal Boulevard and City Park. Yummy. Brake tags could be going bye-bye. Inspection stickers on your car, except if you live in municipalities that have their own, like New Orleans, Kenner, and Avondale. But everywhere else, I think it's just a state brake tag, a Louisiana tag. They're talking of getting rid of those. Having some code on your car, $6 sticker, and you just kind of get it by mail, no inspection needed. I think there's a part in Baton Rouge, if I'm not mistaken, a neighborhood in Baton Rouge or an area in Baton Rouge where there is an exhaust inspection on your car because the air quality is so poor. They don't want the cars contributing to it. A lot of plants in Baton Rouge, on the river, going north of the city. Lots of refineries. Lots of plants. I mean, not that New Orleans isn't surrounded by them, but I mean, like you go to like Norco. You have to go down to Chalmette. They're a little bit outside the city. In Baton Rouge, I mean, you get just a little north of downtown, and that Exxon plant runs for like a mile on the river, maybe more than a mile. And then if you go between Baton Rouge and St. Francisville, which is probably about a 25, 30-minute drive at most, there's lots of refineries and chemical plants. There's a lot there. South of Baton Rouge, Cancer Alley. So we are surrounded by it. Agent Orange, essentially like Roundup, kind of like a tamed down Agent Orange. All the Roundup in the United States, maybe in the world, made about 30 miles upriver from New Orleans. About 30 miles upriver from New Orleans. Roundupville, USA. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Tomorrow, when you're watching that Artemis II rocket blast off from Florida with 4 astronauts in it, know that a lot of that rocket was built in New Orleans East. Pretty cool what we've done out in Michoud. The Higgins boat, built New Orleans East, built in other factories in and around New Orleans, helped win World War II. Instrumental in winning World War II. Those boats were made in New Orleans. The Saturn V booster, the engine for the Saturn V rocket that put man on the moon, made in New Orleans East, in Michoud. And the external fuel tank on the space shuttle, made in New Orleans East. Engines from like Chrysler for tanks during like Korean War, flying wooden boats, all kind of stuff made out at Michoud in New Orleans East. That Artemis II rocket, a lot of that rocket built in the East. Going to put man on the moon, hopefully with Artemis 3. Artemis 1, which launched about 3 years ago, it was manless. We went to the moon, circled it, came back. This is Artemis 2, launches tomorrow, a 10-day mission, 4 astronauts on board. We'll go to the moon, orbit the moon, and come back. 10-day mission. Artemis 3, a couple of years away, we'll put man back on the moon. And then maybe eventually heading to Mars. Who is going to run for Jefferson Parish president? The race isn't until next year. Scott Walker jumped in the race over a year ago. He was considered the prohibitive favorite. Today, he said he is not running. Will some outsider emerge as a potential candidate for Jefferson Parish president? Will Newell Norman, who does what I do, talk radio, he's a power broker, though different from me. He's a political power broker in Jefferson. Will he handpick the next Jefferson Parish president? Cynthia Lee Shang, parish president for 2 terms. Newell Norman was basically her campaign manager, her number one confidant, her number one advisor, Newell Norman. Joe Lapinto, the sheriff, same thing. The number one political power broker in Jefferson Parish is Newell Norman. With Scott Walker jumping out of this race, it'll be interesting to see if Newell gets involved anointing or appointing someone that will run in that race. Hey, LGD Lawn and Landscapes installed a chipping and putting green in my backyard. You can have a chipping and putting green installed in your backyard, or just artificial or synthetic turf where you need it. For an absolutely free estimate, go online, NOLALGD.com, NOLALGD.com. Oh, Blue Boy, what's up, buddy? Remind folks that outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe tonight. They're open till 9:30. You're right, buddy. And Lent ready. Baba Ganoush, hummus, mujedra, tabbouleh, shrimp shish kebab, Gulf shrimp. Lebanon's Cafe open till 9:30. Blue Boy's right. See you mañana, 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.